car is not tuned for that.
Right.
When you go with free-flowing exhaust and air intake, you have to get that stuff tuned. You got to tell the computer, hey, I'm doing this to you.
Right.
Act right. And yeah, most people don't get so. Alex Car Doctor, welcome back to another day in life of your favorite automotive mechanic, Alex the Car Doctor. It's a Monday, and this customer was the first one on the books. As you saw, I was explaining everything to him, nice and simple, like I explained to you guys. And yes, I not only do it for you, I also do it in person, off camera. This is my everyday life. I break it down to people. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Now, I did diagnose it last week sometime, and it appears that maybe something hit the exhaust. I don't know how it came separated, but I'm getting ready to weld this back together and just do a brief inspection of the car and make sure it's overall sound for him so he can be safe on the road. That's my goal for every one of these cars out here. I can't explain this. Normally they just don't come loose like this. I already had one of my guys, he wire brushed it real good so I can get a good clean welding surface, and everything else is fair. Need some tires real bad. I will be letting them know about that, and I've already told him about his oil cooler. His oil cooler is leaking. I'm gonna fix this and get back to the regular inspection. Kind of on a time crunch this morning. You guys know how it be. Busy, little B. Done for.
Yes, sir.
That's a bad one. I haven't seen one that bad in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, he drove it until it stopped. When it was ticking before, then it just quieted down, and this is why. You guys know, it wouldn't be Alex the Car Doctor if it wasn't more than one Dodge in the shop. I think it at least gotta be at least 2 Dodges in the shop for me to be Alex the Car Doctor. I'm associated with Pentastars now.
Dr. Pentastar.
Penta Doctor. All right, what we was discussing, guys, the fellas, we were discussing that this vehicle wasn't even ticking when it rolled in here. That wasn't even the concern. Sounded actually pretty good, but what happened, the cam has been chewed up so bad, it's not even making contact with the rocker anymore. And that's why it's quiet. I don't even think this thing was skipping.
No. He's in here for an oil pump problem.
Yeah, the oil pump is reading below specification. And I see why. This cam lobe is so chewed down, meaning he's been driving like this for a good little minute. And when you do that, small, fine metal particles will enter the oil pump and start doing damage and throw it out of spec. So that's what's going on. Also, guys, I'm actually training one of my other techs here how to diagnose. So we're about to see how that's gonna go.
Right.
I'm gonna check in on him in a little bit.
Promote him from a nurse to a PA at least.
Yeah,
but
take the load off me a little bit.
You gotta break the bad news, because was this lifters on his ticket at all?
No, and he was already iffy about
yeah.
the price. Like, is it worth it? And he was asking all those questions. Getting with the spouse, he was like, man. So, yeesh, he's gonna need quite a bunch more work, because getting that oil pump is not a cheap job, good people.
And now we have to change it, since we know that all that metal is somewhere.
Jeez, it's horrible, man.
I don't know. I mean, at this point, is it even worth for us to do? Because, like, he's already iffy on price. This has been going on. Like, if we do all the work...
Oh, it'll be worth it.
No, I'm saying, like, remember that Dodge Journey that sent metal through the thing, and then we didn't know what it was, and it was better for...
I have to drop the pan and...
Inspect.
Inspect anyway. Like, these bottom ends are really good. It probably scored up the bearings a little bit. It's just so many.
We're gonna have to notate everything on this one for sure.
And that's why we film too, because I want to make sure if something do go down, I'm able to show the customer I'm really transparent when it comes to my business, and that's the way I like to be. It's always a problem every week, guys. I was gonna kick this
this ain't
off.
our fault. Yeah, no.
We about to see how it's gonna play out, but let's see what else problems.
We don't have no
that's gonna
problems.
come about.
Don't stay positive. Stay positive.
I be trying. I just feel so bad for the customer. Like, hey, he drove it like that, and he didn't mention it. That's why I don't believe customers sometimes.
He didn't say nothing.
He didn't say nothing about no ticket.
It used to tick and it went away. Nothing.
Yeah, knowing good as well, he been driving this. This is not a vehicle he just got. He been had this vehicle. He knew this thing was ticking. He had to. So, customers, man, be honest with me, so I can help you make an informed decision. That's all I ask. Guys, looking over this patient right here, getting all prepped, taking the blood pressure, and just like a real doctor's office, doing the messy hard work. And I don't want to get my hands dirty. Y'all always talk about, oh, my hands clean. Well, no, the doctors don't do that. I'm just playing. This doctor do. I get deep. So I'm gonna let them continue, and I'll check back in on them in a little bit. It looks like it's a hot mess from here. What you think, Tariq?
So far, valve cover gaskets,
Early.
up, as well as oil pump. I mean, serpentine belt, as well as a what's this called again?
We're
Power
gonna
steering pump.
have to put this one on the operation table and get it up in the air and really look under it. I'm probably gonna knock out one of these so we can get. I don't show it inside of a car, but she got power steering bottles. So I'm pretty sure she has a power steering lead. Now, this is the result. Before you guys say, oh, this looked like crap, this is a cheap Amazon welder that was just giving me a hard time. I think my frugalness is catching up with me. So
Go ahead and say cheapness, because that's what it is.
Guys, I'm not set up for welding. I just do the bare minimum. I get by on this. It's not a gas. Well, I can hook a gas up to this, and it'll be a lot smoother. But I don't do this every day. And for those who say, oh, where's your sleeves? I don't like using sleeves. I don't like being a real man, let the sparks drop on my arm. It don't
like
bother
that.
me. Yeah, I may forget tomorrow. I'm like, look at my arm, like, what the heck done bit me? Freak out just for a brief second. I'm like, oh, I was welding.
All right, man. I don't want it to catch up to you. Had damn mesothelioma or whatever when we in our 80s.
I don't do this every day, so I'm not worried. But I've never, throughout my entire history of fabricating, welding, I worked at welding shops. I do know how to weld. Just you got wrong equipment. It kind of looked like crap. Never wore any type of
But the helmet.
protection, but the helmet. Now, funny story. I did use some acetylene torch. They have like dark shade glasses for it. But I used those for welding and looked like I caught the suntan.
I remember that. It looked like you had been sitting out in the sun. Yeah, don't do that again. Don't do
I
that
gave
no
myself
more.
a sunburn. That joke was so fun. I was like, my face. So yeah, that was kind of funny. And I'm like, oh, I'm cool, Had a outline of sunglasses on.
I will try to find. If I find a picture, I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Don't do that. I don't think you got no picture of that.
I think I do.
That was horrible. Let's test this weld out and see if I did a good job. First thought. Sound like money. Woo woo. I'm just playing. Sound good. I don't hear nothing funny.
It definitely sounded like a race car before.
Yes.
Don't matter if I knew $500.
Somebody got $500.
I don't know. Maybe I'm about to get $500.
I don't know.
Let me pop this hood so one of my guys can knock out this oil cooler. I was explaining to him that his oil cooler had it's pretty much starting to leak. It's got little puddles of oil down in there. And with the bad history of these oil coolers, we don't want to play no games. And you can see up here too, sweetie, look how far the radiator is pushed back. It's supposed to have more room right here, and it's even out of the, no, it's just pushed back real bad. Jeez. Something smells like it's burning. smelling electrical. Maybe it's the starter going out or something.
Maintenance. Okay.
No, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not. I don't know.
2 Pentastars in here, and they're not in the best of shape. And then, but the thing is, people want to blame. Oh, they're crap. Well, you do have to maintain them.
Radiator cap look good. Got a little dry rot cracks on it. Slide, I probably recommend one.
Okay.
Yeah, the primary seal is kind of hard. All right. To the Honda. The first thing that jumped out to me was these tires. They are cooked really bad. You have a low spot right here, high spot, low spot, and yeah, just low spot, high spot. See, this is very high. This is very low. So tires in horrible shape, and it's due to the shocks. This shock is leaking. Anytime you see like heavy buildup dirt around the shock, that indicates a leaking gas strut. Gas shock. It's not a strut. Shock. Shock is by itself. The strut assembly is if this was inside the spring and it was all one unit. That's a strut assembly. I think it has it on the front. But the shock's supposed to be dry, similar to this one right here. Even though this one's pretty worn out too, and you want to replace them in pairs. So 1 tire so far, 2 tires.
3, all 4 of them.
Oh, well, the one back there looked like she just got that one. So yeah, 3 tires.
Maybe they're all different years.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think this one is dry rotted because this one is a 2016,
Yeesh.
and this one is a 2018.
It looks like this thing has drove in a puddle of oil. That's how wet it is down here. So it's like a mixture between power steering fluid and oil. It's horrible. So, fun fact about tires while I'm on the subject here. Tires have an expiration date. They don't last forever. These tires may look good to the naked human eye, but oh, got plenty of tread, and sometimes that's what all people care about. But if you look at that date and the tires is over 6 years old, that tire needs to be replaced. It's dry rotted, and it'll start accumulating dry rot cracks. I have a whole video on that. Put it down in the description. I'm not gonna go deep into that. This all goes back to maintenance, good people. It really does. So for the guys said they need valve cover gaskets. Well, valve cover gasket. The only one. Belt, probably sell it a belt tensioner with the belt because it's probably original. Power steering pump, definitely is leaking. Tune up. There's quite a few maintenance items on this vehicle. Yes, Hondas will last forever, but you still got to maintain them. I was making sure the pressure is off the system. It's been sitting a good little minute now. I wanted to check this radiator cap. What had happened, this first little piece will break off, and the radiator cap is no good after that. So always check Honda radiator caps. They always break for some odd reason. I guess they so focused on the rest of the car being reliable, they neglect the radiator caps. Hey, something got to be neglected, right? What you think, babe? Something got to be neglected?
Yes. Not until a customer ride around and blow them head gasket, then it's Honda fault,
Yes.
supposedly.
But something as simple as a radiator cap can put you in bad shape. So always double check. All right, that's pretty much it on this one. Let me take you guys back over to the Dodge. I want to show you something. Need a drain and feel on that transmission. Probably haven't had one in a long time. All right. While I was under here inspecting everything, a couple of things jumped out to me. Whoever did these brakes last didn't put this bracket back in. That's kind of a big deal because
That's bananas.
Yeah, a big deal to me because this can get caught in something and get snatched, and you can lose your brakes. That's not good.
And this is why we inspect every car, even if it's not in here for brakes. Because if something happened, a customer will say, well, y'all the last one touched my car. Even though we didn't touch nothing down here.
Gotta watch my back. Also, she always call cars she for some odd reason. She has a nasty indentation in the condenser and radiator. Check this out. It's like all pushed back a couple of inches. Like they hit something down here really hard and it just smashed all of that back. As you can see, body damage up here. So it's gonna need a condenser and a radiator. I don't know if you're gonna get that or not. It's just not good to have nothing bent like this.
We just notating, document. That's my
Something
rule.
gotta go wrong. Something have to be wrong with that. But other than that, put some tires on this bad boy. And what is in for? Oil cooler. I fixed the exhaust.
Mm-hmm.
We should be back up and rolling. Got a bent rim. Slightly. No biggie. Alright. Let me go talk with some customers and deliver some bad news and
Right.
Guess I'm
Bad
the
news
bad.
on that one. It's so news on this one.
guess I'm the bad guy today.
Right.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It's always better when you talk to the customer because they, for some reason, when you get on the phone, like, it's okay. I don't know. When me and Shan try to tell them
They flip out.
it's better. It's better.
All right, let me scrub my hands and get back clean for you guys. I just got finished speaking with the Honda customer, and pretty much she just focused on the starting issue. Now, I explained to her I want to run the proper test because I can assume all day. What happens after the car sits a while, it has a hard time starting up. And I explained to her that it could be the possibility of a fuel prime. Ooh, I couldn't get that out for some reason. A fuel prime issue. What happens when the car sits, the fuel prime will go down, and on the initial startup, it's the job for the fuel pump to push fuel to the engine fast as it can so you can get that first startup right away. And what's happening is the fuel pump has a built-in fuel filter. Yes, it's on the fuel pump, meaning you have to pull the fuel pump out. It's all in one unit. You have to basically replace the fuel pump to change the fuel filter. And over time, these fuel filters, they stop up and it makes the pump work harder for the fuel to get to the engine, causing a hesitation. You just sit there, turning over, and eventually it'll fire up for the rest of the day. Most likely fuel pump issues.
But we did make her aware of all the maintenance stuff.
I can only do what the customer asked me to do. Let me get a floor mat for this next one. This next one is kind of funny. Guys, I can't make this stuff up. I'm trying to pull the car in and the battery is dead. He just drove it here, but he didn't mention anything about the car.
He said it's making
Battery.
a whining noise.
Yeah, it may be an alternator issue. Let me go grab the jump box and this is a problem. This is always a problem, guys. When you don't secure a lead acid battery, all this vibration can destroy it. What I'm trying to say, if it's an absorbent glass mat battery, it could take that vibration. But for simplicity, your battery need to be tied down. It don't need to be loose like that. So I'm gonna grab my jump box. This battery is probably not up to spec, or the alternator is not charging. That's my guess. What I like most about this jump box, it has a battery meter on it. This is the GB150, and as you can see, 5 volts. That's not going to start a car. So when I crank this thing up, I should be seeing about 13 to 14 volts. If I'm not seeing that,
It's the alternator.
yeah, alternator is not charging.
Maybe that's the whining noise.
That's all. Okay.
Will you?
gotta turn this off. Ooh, oh my gosh.
Is it as bad as it sounds?
No, it's an idler pulley. My stethoscope went right to it. I put my ear.
Wait a minute. Can we just pause and just look how cute you are with the stethoscope?
I'll try. This pulley actually hurt my ears. It's wobbling a little bit too. I don't know if they can see that. The rest of the pulleys sound good. I'm gonna prescribe this patient a belt and idler pulley and tensioner. When you have a pulley that's stressing out the system, even though the belt may look good, it's always a good idea to just go with a new belt. You know, these belts have nylon cords in the inside. You don't know if something is ripped. You just don't know if it's stretched. Just never know. Also, I'm gonna put a charge on this battery. I think this battery is done for though, to be honest with you. Because the alternator is charging. He drove around too long with the battery not secure, and it just vibrated and probably messed it up, killed the cell or something. But I'm gonna still I'm gonna still charge it up and try to save it, because that's what good doctors do. They try to save their patient's life, right? All right, let me finish looking this thing over. I didn't hear any transmission noise. So the patient complaint was he's hearing some type of, what did Shan say?
Some whining noise, but that
Whining
could have been.
noise and some belt pulley noise. Did he mention that?
I don't know, honestly. I've been with you filming. Let's go.
Before we came outside.
Ask Shan. I'll go ask her.
Let's go ask her.
In the meantime, we know she needs to sell a pulley, a belt, and
Yeah,
some.
I need to help him look at some parts. All right, what was the complaint on that Fusion? I forgot what you told me.
The customer said that he is hearing noise from what he believes is his pulleys and a whining noise from the transmission.
Can't hear nothing for the pulley. Can't hear anything.
It's horrible. I'm pretty sure you heard it from in here.
Yeah, it was a little
It
loud.
was that loud. So
We need to fix that first, or do you want to?
I can't hear nothing else. I'm pretty sure it was the pulley making all this noise. And at least he got it right.
Oh, also notate that his battery was dead upon starting up.
Yeah.
We will do a complimentary recharge for him. But just when we went to grab it, it wouldn't start. So
Gotcha.
gotta let him know.
Yep.
Alrighty, it's lunchtime, so
Go to lunch. Funny thing about this customer, I said I was gonna get back around to it. This customer actually wrote me a bad review. Well, not
it
bad
wasn't
review.
bad.
3-star.
Yeah.
3-star. His complaint was not by the work, it was the price. But he's back. So that ought to tell you something. You get what you pay for. People, you have to pay for my time, my skill,
Your knowledge.
my knowledge.
right.
On that note, it's about 12 o'clock. I'm about to take my beautiful wife to lunch. You ready, sweetie?
I'm ready.
Like always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this segment. Alex the Car Doctor out. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. See you guys on the next one.